Wanted to show you this video of George W. Bush and the things that he's saying about the coronavirus. Notice that he's calling for unity and bipartisanship. And you have people on both sides of the aisle, a lot of Democrats that are saying, now that's a president, George Bush is great, and they're comparing him to Trump. Now, before I show you this video, keep in mind the man was a war criminal. He was allowing people to be tortured in Guantanamo Bay. Let's go ahead and listen to the words.
Let's remember that the suffering we experience as a nation does not fall evenly. In the days to come, it will be especially important to care in practical ways for the elderly, the ill, and the unemployed. Finally, let us remember how small our differences are in the face of this shared threat. In the final analysis, we are not partisan combatants. We are human beings, equally vulnerable and equally wonderful in the sight of God. We rise or fall together, and we are determined to rise. God bless you all.
Certainly a message that the country needs. And also that respite. Sometimes you need just a good song. You need to see the faces, hear the music, and get those messages from leaders.
Yeah, you need that moment to hear from somebody who says it so well that at the end of the day, we're all in this together. And to recognize that, because sometimes you say it and the words seem a little hollow.
Yeah, certainly. And it's easy to feel alone, especially when you're told to physically distance yourself.
These commentators on CNN act like George Bush was this incredible man. He's just this guy that wants to bring everyone together. Keep in mind that George Bush literally has blood on his hands. Blood of hundreds of thousands of innocent Iraqi civilians that did nothing wrong and were still killed. But why does CNN not bring that up? Why is the media complicit in shaping this narrative of America is always the good guy? Our leaders, regardless of what they do, are good people. Kyle Kulinski brought up a good point in his video when he talked about this recently. He said we always look at the other side's bad guy and we have license to call them monsters. But if someone tries to call Bush or Cheney or other horrible American leaders monsters, people are like, no, you just don't understand their intentions, and they have this desire to always try to defend them. George Bush saying we need to think about the elderly and the ill and the unemployed. Okay, what about the elderly in Iraq? What about the ill in Iraq? If you go and read some of Noam Chomsky's writings, he's done enormous amounts of research on this. We were the bad guys in the Iraq War. George W. Bush and Dick Cheney should be in prison right now. Things like the Patriot Act and the Bush administration pushing for spying on American civilians. It's like everyone just forgets about this recent history. This wasn't long ago. This was literally, like, he served 2000 to 2008. It was like 12 to 20 years ago. And so many people have suddenly forgotten. Yes, Trump's a clown and he's a horrible president. George Bush is just a more polished clown. That's really all he is. He can follow a teleprompter. Do you think that he even wrote this speech himself? I think that he writes his own speeches. He can speak into a teleprompter. He got into a decent grad school, probably because of his dad. And he tries to be a little more civil. But besides that, he's not really a better person than Trump. Look at the things he did during his administration. Thanks for watching. I'm going to have more videos coming out on history and politics. Subscribe if you haven't already.